Hi, my name is Ceasar Ortiz. This is actually the first speech class that I've taken, so I appreciate you taking the time to listen to my speech. I appreciate any feedback that I'm going to be getting. So to start off, I'm going to talk about today what made me become the person that I am today. First and foremost, I have to thank my parents for instilling a strong work ethic in me and also setting up good time management. My parents have always been very strict with our time management. Growing up on a farm, we've always had a lot of chores around the house, having horses, dogs, goats, chickens. We always had to make sure that the animals were fed in the morning before school. As we got home from school, we would make sure that our homework was done, and then we had to go finish up some chores outside, and then we were allowed to play. My father always being very strict with making sure that we're helping out around the house, growing up again on large property. Myself and my brother had a lot of responsibility to help him out. Obviously, he has a full-time job, and so did my mother, trying to help out around the house, making sure that all the tasks that needed to be accomplished were done. As we started getting older, we started playing sports. I started playing soccer, and my mom always made sure that we were on a strict time management schedule, being again with the animals, homework, sports coming last. As I started getting older, my father always instilled in me saying, just even simple things with walking to class. He'd always say, put your head down when you're walking to class, walk with a purpose. There's always a purpose. You always have to be on a move. Not just lagging behind, making sure you're getting somewhere and getting the tasks that needed to get done accomplished. As I started getting older, at the age of 17, I started volunteering for the city of Riverside as a fire explorer. And there was actually 3 key people in that program that helped build on what my parents had already given me and instilled in me. Those 3 people were Frank Saito, Tim Odebrowski, and Captain Braun. Now, they were all a part of the program, and they were all firefighters for the city of Riverside at different levels, and they always taught me to stay cool in a tough situation. Now, that may be from being inside a burning fire, as we were learning in the Fire Explorers, or out in school, if you have a conflict with somebody, that it is always better to talk the person down or try to mitigate the situation with verbal communication rather than automatically getting upset and continuing on to have problems with other people or getting into a physical altercation. A lot of obviously the stuff that we learned in the Fire Explorers was fire related, but they always correlated it back to life. They said they didn't care if you became a firefighter. The number one goal of that program is to become a better citizen. Now, they educated us on not only the fire department, they also educated us about the city of Riverside. So I learned that my city managers, my council members, my mayor, they all affect how my life is going to run. And they're going to affect my taxes, they're going to affect my property, they're going to affect the laws. So that made me more interested in actually starting to research that and researching my city managers as I'm going to be voting, my mayors, and see what's going to benefit me in the future. So that program, those 3 people instilled a strong sense of, again, a strong work ethic, and also keeping very educated on the subject at hand, whatever that may be, and keeping cool in a stressful environment. And now I actually work in the ER, and there's a lot of nurses who may be burnt out, who's been working in the ER for a long time. And as of recently, I actually met a nurse. Her name is Leanne, and she has instilled the compassion that she's had on every single patient. And she's been a nurse for 8 years now, and every single patient that she comes across, she takes that special little moment that she may be with them, whether it may be 5 minutes, 30 seconds, 2 hours, but she makes sure that that person feels that their needs are being met, she's listening to them, and educating them. Every single encounter she comes into contact with the patient is a special encounter that she takes and puts aside. She makes every single moment count. And that has actually inspired me to become a better person working in the emergency department and taking even the difficult patients, wrapping them all up into the people that what I've learned from my parents, having a strong work ethic, learning from the fire explorers, and learning how to keep cool head in a bad situation if they may be upset, and also still giving that compassion, because there's a reason that patient's upset, trying to listen to them. So those groups of people that I have learned from have made me the person that I am today. Thank you for taking the time to listen to me, and I appreciate your feedback.